Keith, all right. Hello, buddy. I visited your store today. Saw some of your glass blown stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Hello, Faraz. All right, and now I'm going to go lastly live on TikTok. Gawain, it was after I ended the session today. I went, oh my God, forgot to do your thing for you there, Gawain. Sorry about that. But we will get to it. We will get to it. I want to do it really, really formally and really, really well so that I can cut it out and put it in my course, really. All right, Faraz. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I wish it was like $3 a can of tuna fish because that's basically the principle I'm going by. But yeah, it's a Starbucks venti. Let me post a link over here. Yeah. Here, I'll paste the link here, guys, for anyone curious. Yep, I think I spelled that right. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's basically, I have a collection of a bunch of videos that I've, of all these lessons and classes I've taught either privately or during private sessions or any of these classes. And I've cut them up and I've organized them. And if anybody wants to know information about how they can get access to that, just private message me. Oh, thanks, Faraz. Yeah, I mean, I like the way that's set up. Quick and easy. That's how we can keep the cost down to venti coffee. All right, what's up, guys? Everybody on TikTok and YouTube. I guess he'll be coming in a minute. And everybody on Zoom. So today's market, honestly, I don't know how it felt for you guys because basically we kill it every damn day. But it shows a red candle, but it felt like a good day, another good day to me. What did you guys think? I mean, we just were on the right side of the trade. Yeah, kind of, Keith. Somebody mentioned the VIX, and kind of, I'm not showing that in my Thinkorswim. I could be wrong, but oh shit, I am wrong. All right, I'll pop the bottle tomorrow. I didn't buy it because I thought it closed at 2003. All right, sure enough. Okay, well, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. We're probably going to have to cross our fingers and hope it sticks tomorrow because tomorrow we'll do that. Okay, I'll do this during the live trading if I get a chance and I have the bottle, I'll pop it during live trading. All right, go back to some of you might be like, what are you talking about? I'll get to that in a minute. So anyway, today we did really good again on the market, despite the fact that basically put in a red candle. But it did push up today and then went down for the rest of the day. And because it was such a weak day, volume-wise and sideways-wise, and all sectors went sideways today. But in general, it worked its way down. We didn't really take too many trades from midday on. We spotted a couple things towards the end of the day that we could plant some seeds for to see if they happen today or in after hours. But in general, we made our killing in the morning, 78%. We'll be going over those trades in just a few minutes. So in any event, today was what I felt to be a good day on the market. I mean, we hit another high. All right, so that's good. If you go over to XLK, which is the technology sector, or QQQ, which is identical, you can see that today actually didn't break a previous pivot high. So as far as the technology sector goes, it's been showing a lot of dominance lately, and certainly the size of that wave looks like it's gonna flip and reverse the trend. But actually as good as the market may have been doing today, or the news has been telling you, breaking all-time highs today, et cetera, et cetera. The technology sector itself still a little bit fumbling. Put in a topping candle, a doji spinning top candle today. And so those are, there's that particular candle right there is in several ways a topping candle. So we'll see if we can get some follow through tomorrow, but likely technology may go down for the next maybe 4 sessions. That's what you have to potentially look forward to in the technology sector. But meanwhile, we move over to, let's just check out a few sectors. XLI, so industrials pulled back even more so today. And but industrials overall have been making really great strides. So this is just really a good buying opportunity today, or maybe there'll be a couple days pullback. It hasn't really given you much chance to get in any of the industrials. There's been 2 days of pullback here before it shot up again. Some of the industrials you might want to think about. I put together a list. If you want to grab a piece of paper, I'm going to rattle off about 7 extremely good names. I have a list of something around 30, but I'm going to give you not the no star ones, not the 1-star ones, but the 2-star ones. And for me, that's a very high rating. So if you want to know what in this industrial sector, which has just been ripping and ripping lately, look at that. That's just the last year, just ripping. That's definitely outperforming technology and semiconductors and all these typical growth sectors, which have sort of buckled over and are in a small downtrend right now. These technology stocks, these industrial stocks rather, are doing outstanding. And the outstanding ones of those are the following. Grab your pencil. Deere, DE. Cat, CAT, Caterpillar. EMR, forget the name. ETN, that's Eaton. PH, JCI, CMI, ODFL, URI, PWR. Those are my top picks in industrials right now. And so if you watch the industrial sector for some pullbacks or any of those names for a nice pullback, you might be able to plant some seeds in there and grab a hold of that continuous wave that they're going on. But yeah, today was a little bit of a pullback day for industrials. And then let's go over to, for example, communications. Communications sector, for whatever reason, includes Facebook and Google. So why are those over there? I can't tell you. Because they're communication companies, because we are social networking on them. So, I don't buy that too much. But anyway, they're over there weighting those. And you can see that that sector is doing quite well as well. And now let's move over to the VIX. So tomorrow, like I feel like we could be at the top of a run, and that we just put in some topping, and that tomorrow is probably going to be down. I think tomorrow may be another down day for industrials, like 2 in a row. And I think tomorrow could be a potential little pullback on technology. So altogether, SPY is probably going to have a little bit of a down day tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Now the VIX. So as I mentioned before, for about a year now, I said once the VIX closes below 20, I'm going to pop a bottle of champagne on air. That should have been tonight, but I saw that it looked like in my system here that it closed at 20.03. So I didn't go out and buy that bottle of champagne. But tomorrow, fingers crossed, basically we'll turn this bet into a 2 days in a row bet. So we need 2 days in a row, closing under 20, and I'll pop the champagne. There we go. There's a slight modification moving forward because I didn't buy the bottle of champagne tonight. Yeah, we can do it tomorrow during live trading. I'll grab 2 bottles of champagne, one for class tomorrow night and one for during live trading. So anyway, the VIX did close below 20, so that's a pretty momentous occasion. We've been waiting for an entire year for it to return to this point. So we're in the teens again with the VIX. And what that means is that the market volatility, the market danger, the market expectation that there's a lot of uncertainty in the market is at an extreme low now. We've really come a long way, and we've finally gotten to a point where we're back into the nirvana zone. The nirvana zone is below 20. So we probably, hopefully, if the market does do that little red pullback I was talking about, we may see it pop back up to 21, maybe 21 and a half. We'll see if it comes down. Otherwise, if the market goes up tomorrow and closes up, then we'll see that VIX go down, maybe even to touching 18, which would be insane. So that means that we'll be starting to trade lots of swing trades. We'll be finding little short-term directions, 1 to 3 day swing trades again. It's on, baby. Like, we're going to have like tons of trades going on in our portfolios, and we'll just start turning on the money machine. Yes. By the way, everybody on TikTok or who isn't in our group or over on YouTube, tomorrow is Wednesday, open house, all day live trading, free for everyone. Come on over to our group. Click the link in our Discord. We'll be live day trading from 30 minutes before the market all the way to the market close. Every minute, every hour of the entire day, taking opportunities left and right. And we hope to see you in there. Make sure you click the link in my bio on the TikTok or in the description over there so that you can come and join our Discord tonight for free. And tomorrow morning, you'll get the notification sent to your mobile device or however you have it set with Discord to day trade with us. And you can just watch if you like, if you want to be a fly on the wall and just see how that works, or you can partake in trades. And we've had many people who are new and that's their first day, Wednesday free trading day, who have made thousands of dollars on that free day. And then, we have them now as permanent members of our community. So I hope to see you there tomorrow. It happens once a week, Wednesday, all day, free live day trading. Click the link in the bio. I just lost like a whole bunch of people in the TikTok, and that must have been everybody flipping over to the bio and clicking that Discord link. Way to go, guys. Please do. That's where we want to see you. Yes, Wednesdays are bonkers. They truly are. Well, when we manage it well. Next thing to check is the 10-year Treasury rate. Today, it went sideways and then started to move up a little bit. So in general, though, if you count these last 3 days, they're sideways. If you know how to read candlesticks a bit there, you can see that these last 3 days in the candlesticks, these last 2 days, for example, were inside the range of 3 days ago. So what that means is they're invisible. They make no difference. These last 2 days of rates are invisible, that this candle still stands true as what's going on. That's how you have to kind of read these things. When you have an inside candle, it's a nothing. It means nothing, and you just stick with the big candle. And that's why a lot of market makers can trick you sometimes, because they can make you think something's going up when it's really just a momentary fleeting thing for a day. Oh, yeah, that's right. Powell does speak tomorrow. This might be a good time to buy options in the VIX in the 19s tomorrow morning before anything gets out of control. Yeah. Hey, thank you very much for all the good, all those, what is that? Those beautiful hearts and stars and party favors and everything you're sending. Thank you very much, guys. Oh, that's very cool. How do you do that? That must be new. That's really cool. Okay, so Ken asks, how did you do today? It seems so tricky. Nah, man, I mean, it was a little tricky. Okay, you're right. But we identified the problems right away. We could see that the market was probably going to go sideways, and on sideways days, breakouts lead to fake outs. So you don't take breakouts. Instead, you try to get on the bottom edge of the wedges and build your position up at a lower average cost, so you're at a lower risk. And then you don't invest as much. You don't trade as much. So your trade size, you bring that down as well. And you just take the day light. It's like a sparring day instead of a big, heavyweight match. But in any event, rates still look like they're going up in general. And so we still have that outlook. And it really, wow, tomorrow, and this is probably exactly why rates are going invisible right now and there is no movement and the market is going sideways is because we are waiting for the full, discussion from Powell on his remarks on the economy and what they're going to do about it, because there's always that uncertainty there. So anyway, what we traded today, I'm going to pull that up and we'll take a look at those. We actually traded more tickers than I even can remember on any day, and that usually goes every day. So if anybody in the group remembers some of the tickers that I traded and I don't mention them, let me know. But I'm going to mention our Facebook trade. Thank you, Brendan, for that one. Our Apple trade and SVRA and SSY. And then we had BSQR, which we closed out for break even. So let's take a look at all those. Pull up the 2-day 1-minute candles chart. So first one up here, we're going to pull up is BSQR. So yesterday, this created an ABCD pattern, which is right here. A, B, and you guys will learn more about that after you join our group, or just private message me and I can help you put you in the right direction on that. And then there's the C point. So now you have C and B, and the idea is to invest between B and C, between this range here, with there being a very good likelihood that it's going to go off beyond A up to a much higher D point. And you want to try and get as low of a price as possible. We actually entered around 5.55. So in this region here is when we started to spot that this was an ABCD pattern that was holding, if not curving up, and a good one to get into. So we got in about 5.55, and that was yesterday. This is yesterday's chart. And I don't think any of our members really woke up in the middle of the night and sold at 6.1, but if you did, way to go. But by morning, it had retraced to 5.9, which was still profitable. And then between there and 5.55 entrance was when we started to get out. So some people made money. I personally closed mine because I was focusing on some other mega trades that we were in. I personally closed mine at just a little bit above a stop break even, 5.55. But certainly 5.9 was a possibility. And out of 5.55, that would have been a 6% gain on a large overnight position. Right. Now, let's take a look at Facebook. So right out of the gate, one of our members says, it looks like Facebook's going to do really well today. Not sure exactly how they determine that, because, you could say that about a lot of things that look like that. Like right at the open, it's hard to say. However, boy, they were dead on right. And somewhere in here, we started to learn, somewhere in here around 278, we started letting members know that, yeah, sure enough, it looks like Facebook really is running. So go ahead and plant some seeds, get some call options, get on that. And that did run all the way up to 282. And we had some members make up to 55% on that option, on the option. So that was a really great trade that played out. Another one that we took was Apple. Which did a bit of the same. This screen jumping is just crazy. Which did a bit of the same. Somewhere in here, we got members into Apple, and they got a little smidgen of that. And then as it started to pull back, gone out, 20% gain on those options. But the really interesting ones were SVRA. So this is a small cap trading in the $2 range. And we knew that it was going to be hot because of all the pre-market activity. And I had alerted pre-market to buy at 2.22. So we started getting in right around 2.22 for it to be a play. And then we maxed our positions at 2.74 for an average of 2.45. And that went all the way up to 3.58 at the high, but taking profits along the way. And the high frequency traders in the group taking re-breakouts and some of those runs. And boy, that was just a very profitable trade. You got about 59% out of it. Clayton says he was in that, made 4%. He got a little bit of it. So it depends on your setup and how fast you can get in and out, how well you can monitor your positions. But yeah, we had a lot of potential on that one, and some members did really, really well. And then SSY. yeah. And with SVRA, we were getting in pre-market. So that was pretty insane. I really, really liked the pre-market on SVRA. But once it just hit its peak, that was it. It was like, all right, that's it. And then it just crapped out after that. In fact, let me pull it back up and I'll kind of show that, the two things. Number one, why I liked it pre-market. And number two, what happened after it hit its peak. So this is what I was looking at before the open. And if you look at the 200 moving average, it was always staying above that. So I felt that was a very bullish sign. And the fact that today it was below VWAP was really only because at like 4 a.m., 6 a.m., it spiked. So it calculated VWAP from there. And I felt that was a little unfair when really the majority of traders who were interested were starting to come in the last 30 minutes and last hour of pre-market trading. So I felt that this actually was just going to do fantastic because it was a nice smooth run. It just kept holding and holding and going up and holding. I didn't think it was going to go up to 3.58. You never know how far these are going to go. I thought it was going to go to 100. No, just kidding. I mean, you never know how far those are going to go. So anyway, we did do well on that. And that's and again, so you can see that it did peak at 3.5 out and 5.8 and just crapped out from there. And that's the way it goes sometimes. But you know, we didn't get in when it was going down. All right, so now SSY. This was the other one that we went after today. And this morning's pre-market chart looked pretty decent, a little wobbly. So we waited for it to get above pre-market high of 4.6. So 4.61 was the announced entry. And where is it? There we go. And from 4.6, because that's what broke the pre-market high. Let's see if I can zoom out enough where you can see that. Yeah. Right there. It ran all the way up to 7.62, and it went through, I believe, 1 or 2 halts on the way up. Is that right, guys? Yeah. And we had one member get all in right before it popped. It popped, and then right before it stopped and got halted, get all out. That was just brilliant trading on the part of that member. Way to go. I forget who that was, but congratulations. That was really good. And then when it reopened, we grabbed a hold of that lightning. It actually went down for a moment, went up, went down. It opened up high, but went down for a moment, got back in, and then just almost instantly just went all the way up all the way up to 7.62. So at minimums, our members made 70, 80% on that, and you could have gotten even more out of that. And then what were you saying there? Yeah. Ray, does the ABCD work on all time frames? Yes, we get that question probably every night. It does. It does. Yes, it does. But it is dependent on it being the right qualities, the right shape. All right, so now I'm going to jump over to questions. And if you can click the question button, if you're on TikTok, if you can click that little question mark button and form your question in there. And please make it more than just, what are your thoughts on ticker? I'm not even going to answer those. I'm just going to ignore those. Give me something a little bit more. I say this every time we have class. Okay, so some of you know that if you want me to take a look at something, you got to kind of tell me why. Let me know you're in it, you're upside down. Let me know, this looks, I heard that this tip in this one other group or 5 other groups are talking about this. Maybe this is hot. Look at it. I don't understand stocks, whatever. Just pose a question that's more than a ticker and what I think about it. Hey, thank you very much, everybody, for all the cool whatever those were. All right, what's the best way on finding big plays each day? That's a great question. So we actually do that every morning. And at the end of this class tonight, we're going to look at what potentially could be tomorrow. And those usually end up being tomorrow morning, something we find is also a great play. It's just continued, right? And so basically, if you're looking for those kinds of plays like I just showed, this one, like SSY, where it just runs like that, number one, you're going to have to be good enough to be able to get out when it goes up. So this isn't a game of just only knowing what are the best plays to go after. It's also a game of being really quick, being a shark and, getting in and then knowing to get out, knowing to get out when it's good, knowing to get out when it's bad, both, when it goes bad, or if it just goes bad, get out. If it goes good and then starts going bad, get out. If it goes good, get out. So like the main thing you want to master when you're a beginning trader is getting out. You become a master of losing, ironically, and that's when you become a winning trader, when you become a master of losing, because it's so easy to just be in. Being in is the easiest part. You make your money learning how to get out. That's where the money is. So you want to become an expert on getting out. And I've heard it said before, and so I say it all the time because I think it's really good advice. Your first year of trading, you should be focused on losing the least amount of money. That's really what your focus should be. You got to become an expert at that and master that. That's what your whole game is like losing the least amount of money. Clayton says, I need to hear this time and time again. And Keith says, this is the best advice. And yes. So that's the answer to your question there. In order to find these stocks that are the big winners, you have to look at what's up huge on the day and that it's unusual. So that's not the only way you can make money on the stock market. In fact, there are so many ways and strategies to make money on the stock market, and there's so many different like options and option strategies, and there are so many ways to make money on the stock market. And this is true, and it's going to be hard to believe, but that in your entire lifetime, you could not learn everything about the stock market. So I'm talking about like 60 to 80 years. If you live to be 100, 80 years, daily study, checking out every possible strategy, understanding everything about economics, finance, understanding fundamental investing, understanding technical analysis, candlesticks, patterns, mastering, whatever you can master. In a single lifetime, you will never learn everything there is to know about the stock market. So you have to give up right away. You have to be already at its mercy and say, all right, then fine. I'll just stick to like 10, mastering just like 10 core things. And that's really what the top traders do. They do like 3 or 4 things, maybe even 1 every day for the rest of their lives. And that's how they become a professional trader. And they're really, really good at that 1, 2, 3, or 4 things. So at maximum, you'll be able to master 10, maybe 20 things. At maximum, you'll be able to understand maybe 20 or 40% of how the stock market works. I mean, there's bonds, there's convertible securities, there's preferred shares, there's private investing, there's, real estate, actual real estate, there's so many ways to make money in the markets that you'll never learn it in a lifetime. So anyway, I guess that's a long answer to the fact that when you're saying like, how can you find something big? It's more than that. there's more out there. So when you trade with us, like tomorrow, we'll have the all day live day trading. You'll see we do have like a small basket of things that we focus on, but we do it all. I mean, we have high frequency traders, and we have traders who follow, a little bit slower, like a 1 or a 2 minute shape that's going on, or 5 minute candles. We also have people who use options to take a trade all day or half of the day. We also do swing trading, which is like across the course of, it can be just overnight. It can be for a few days. It can be for a week. It can be for a month. It could be for months. It can be for a year and a half. And that's just a swing trade. And then you have investing. So there's so many things that we can find in one day that is good to put your money on. So Keith says, yeah, learning what kind of trader you want to be may be the biggest lesson. Boom. That's it right there. Way to go, Keith. All right. Let me take some questions from our members now. Because Kawane says, I can't wait until Thursday because I know tomorrow's going to be so busy. No way. Tomorrow's going to be awesome. We're going to be just, heavyweight boxing just all day. It's going to be like next. We're going to be knocking down plays. Tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun. You can't help but become a better trader just being with us tomorrow. Whether you're a fly on the wall, whether you partake, whether you're, feel, you already know everything, whether you've been with us for a long time, and you know a lot, that tomorrow you're gonna keep, adding some notches to your belt. It's gonna be a great day, and maybe we'll pop some champagne. Gabby says, good stuff. I wanted to ask, are there any stocks you recommend we watch for this week that you think could experience a boom? Well, that NFT play, non-fungible tokens, a couple of those, you can watch those. OCGN, what is it? TCAT, TKAT, and I forget the other one, VRY or VYR. If anyone knows the tickers, you can tell me. But the non-fungible token plays are hot right now. They did poorly today. They did super yesterday. I think the volatility in those has exploded. So there are trades there. I don't necessarily know if there's a swing trade for you there, but there may be definitely a day trade there. We're going to be, that's going to be on radar along with Mara, Riot, and SOS throughout the week. Right. Yes. It was a great day for you today. Only lost $50 where previously I would have held for a much larger loss. Wow. Way to go. Yeah. And that's the best right there. Like, I wish we could have like a group where we talk about our losses and how good we did, because it's so meaningful and it's so worth it. It's like, you have to be super proud about how little you lost if you worked hard at that. And then you watch the stock just drop for the rest of the day. Like, it's second nature for me to go, oh yeah, we made it. We sold way at the top here at 7.6, 7.6. And then the rest of the day, we didn't take any trades and we didn't lose any money after that. It's like second nature for me to know that you don't want to be on the other side of that where it's losing. But, I don't take that for granted. You have to appreciate that you didn't lose all that money that you could have lost. You used to. I know you did because I was there one day too. We've all been there where you hold on, it's going up, and then it comes down. You think, oh, it's going to continue. It tends to do that. I've seen it, come back, and then it goes back up, and then I'm like, oh, and then it comes back, and then I'm like, oh, no, I just saw this. It's followed by a oh moment, and then it doesn't, and then it's oh, and then whoa, and no, it's going to maybe it doesn't get this bad, does it? It's going to have another, oh yeah, there it goes. It's got, oh no, it's coming back more. Oh shit, I probably should have sold a long time ago. And you learn. You should have gotten out a long time ago. And yeah, that's just something you want to get good at and be proud of is simply losing the least amount of money. It can be in itself very, very rewarding. Oh, dude, Clayton actually says he made 4% on his entire account on SVRA. Yeah, that's really great. Oh yeah, way to go, Clayton. Right. And you said SVRA, you said get in, and it started going like a minute or two later. It was amazing. I just watched, but it was cool stuff. Okay, cool, Kelly. All right. Adam asks, do you think sundial, and I've seen some other people asking about sundial. Do you think sundial's 1 hour chart looks like the start of an ABC pattern and it's at the B moment? Let's take a look. Sundial. All right, one thing that you want to pay attention to here is the bar coding. One of the other members mentioned, and I like that. The bar coding look, that means that there's not enough volume. It's not matching volume for the number of shares that it has. So it's telling you that either it's a high float, there's a lot of float available, or just volume is very weak these days. But here, let's take a look at it on the 1 hour chart and see if we can get something out of it. But in my opinion, this one is going to be dangerous to trade. Let's just call it that much. Maybe not difficult to trade if you can see the patterns, but dangerous because of the volatility. It's lacking volume. Okay, I'm pulling up the 1 hour chart, and let's see if I can see what you're talking about. If it is an ABCD pattern, it's not a very good one. If it's the one that I think you're pointing out, all right. The previous one was much better. So here's what I think you're pointing out. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you're pointing out like this one, A, B, and like that's all where it's at right now. I'm not sure if that's what you're pointing out, but the previous one to that was this, A, B, C, and then multiple C touches and rising B, right? That's a really good one. And this particular point right here was higher than a 50% retrace. So this pullback from the A was higher than a 50% retrace off of the base. Okay. We're not experiencing that on this last one. You know, we've got this thrust here, which was really D on that last one. Okay. That's supposed to be a D. That was the D push. And then I think you're calling that a leg to the A and then a pullback to the B. Maybe, you know, we'll have to see with the C if it creates a C and then does that again. But the problem I have with it is from the base to the top, it's pulled back like 75%. And that's bearish. That's not good. That's not a bullish sign. This one had the strength. This one does not, and it even has weakness. So there you go. That's how we can analyze those and know where those things are going. So likely that's going to maybe go up 25% from here, 25% retrace from this bottom, like maybe 1.55, and then it's going to crap out and then range down in 1.33. And gosh, it looks like it's just going to keep crapping out. Looks pretty weak. It's weakness upon weakness upon weakness. Again, everybody on TikTok, make sure you click through the link in my bio, my profile page, to come join our Discord, because tomorrow we have all day live, free live day trading all day. So I hope to see you there. All right, now I'm going to check out some of the questions from YouTube for a sec. All right. Do you have confidence in trailing stops, and how often do you use them on trending stocks? I don't, because I just use mental stop, meaning I know based on the price action on the chart when I would want to get out. And when I see that that's the case, I get out. So I don't use trailing stops, but they can be a good way. Like let's say you got into that exact trade right there. And the way we play it, the ABCD, I'm going to zoom up on that for a second, a little bit, so you guys can see that a little bit more clearly, especially for you on the smaller screens. So the ABCD play on that would have been this: A, B, C, and then it breaks the C level and runs to D. And what we do is we take some profits halfway between C and A right there. And we take more profits at A, And then on the pullbacks of strong rallies, so like right here, we take a little off. And then right here, we take a little off. And then the next morning, right here, we take a little off. And then at a certain point, if you want, like maybe that's too early in the morning, right? But you want to have it running for yourself. You could have set at the end of the day here, you could have set yourself a trailing stop loss on the remainder of your position. So then it kind of cradles it up this way and it gets out for you at 1.75. So you can sometimes on the very end of you being on top and in control of your position, if you have a little left, you know, you could just like put it on a trailing stop loss and say, you know, good luck, rest of my money, rest of my position. And you're already out, you know, maybe 80, 85, 90%. So you just leave like 10, 20%, kind of like free running on a trailing stop. That's about the when I use that, which is rare because I pretty much take my profits fully when the moment happens. I fell asleep and woke up late. Did I miss the champagne? Yeah, Parker, what I mentioned was I forgot to buy the bottle of champagne. All I have tonight is tea, caffeinated tea and tea. Cheers. So tomorrow, God willing, we'll pop that bottle of champagne if it stays up, if VIX stays below 20. Meister John says he caught a 10% gain on SSY this morning, 3 times relative volume. Do you like relative volume? It just has to be millions of volume and it has to be the right shape. So like, let's go back to SSY and let me just show you what I'm talking about. It's automatically relatively going to be insanely above average amounts of volume when it makes the shape that I like. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So if we go to just anything where it can show me the pre-market shape, I believe it's loading more candles here. Give it a second. There it goes. Okay, hang on. All right. So when we are looking at the market and we see this shape and it's this flat before it, I can already, the amount of volume that it takes on this day for it to be trading like that compared to the amount of volume that it takes to be pushing through shares like this, like holy cow level, is relatively huge. And I can just literally see that from the way it has been trading to the way it's trading now. I don't actually check the volume, but I totally get what you mean, whether it's 3,000% relative, you know, or 300% or 30,000%. I mean, there's often, you know, huge cases like that. You can just see it. You can just see it. And the amount that it's up on the day, you know, it's just pretty unusual. I may take a quick look at the daily chart and just see if that's unusual. So like, for example, we pull up the 1 year on SSY, we can see that it's had 1, 2, 3, 4 spikes in the past year, on at least on this chart here. It's had 4 spikes in the past year that were noticeable from how big today was. But I can definitely see even pre-market that this was going to be a historic day. You know, that's the amazing thing is like every day there's a couple stocks on the stock market that are having like the best day of their entire career, you know, like 20 years, you know, and they're having that great day. And like we get in there and we day trade it and we're in there for 20 minutes, 5 minutes, a minute. And we're making, you know, 30%, 100%, 200% sometimes. And that's all we care about. And then we, you know, maybe we'll follow it because now it has enhanced volatility to see if we can get any further spikes out of it over the next month. But basically it's kind of funny that, you know, they're having, you know, something, a once in a lifetime moment. And we just, you know, play around with that every day with a lot of different stocks. Couldn't care less. Pretty funny. All right, back to the TikTok. Ask your questions in the question mark box there. Let me see if I got anything good. Has XOM peaked? It's about where it was pre-COVID. So experts say that oil's fair value is about $65 a gallon. And that's about where oil is right now. I'm pulling up the futures chart for oil. Let's give it a second. There it is. No. Sorry, it still hasn't come up. There we go. So right now it's at $64.75. It tops out. It has 2-3 weeks at times where it, kind of hangs out. And that's what it's doing right now. It's hanging out around 65. But it could go higher, and if inflation continues to go up, $120 a barrel could be very possible. So now we go and we look at Exxon Mobil, which is going to be dependent a little bit on that. And you can see that it's having that same quality of following the price of oil. But in my opinion, you asked me, has it topped out? One thing that you could do is you could risk getting in on this pullback, because it looks like, if you take a look at here and you look at my yellow line, let's see if we can get it to highlight. There we go. It's a little bit brighter. If you follow the yellow line, which is the 20 moving average, it appears to be that every time Exxon Mobil comes and touches that yellow line or gets pretty close, it's a good chance for you to get in. So you could risk tomorrow, let's say it pulls down closer to that yellow line tomorrow, maybe 58. You could risk getting in right there on option for a run that's of similar length to any of these runs. You'd want to get your option length to cover the maximum. So this last run was from February 1st until March 10th. So that's 5 weeks. So you'd want to buy an option, tomorrow, if it were to do that, if it were to pull back to the 20 for 5 weeks, just in case this thing continues to channel and run. And tomorrow, if it hits 58, that will be one of the best times to buy. Now, then you say to yourself, okay, but when do I get out if it's wrong, if I was wrong? Well, that's one of the reasons why you actually really want to wait for a green candle after it's pulled back like that to break a red candle high, like it's done that here, because now you're confirming the forward momentum. So right here, can you see this green candle? This green candle broke this red candle's high for the first time after a red candle was put in, after it pulled back to the 20 moving average. So this is just some advanced trading techniques, but it's not that difficult, would you say? But it's, we're combining a couple different things here. And when it broke that, you would have got in at 47. So that's a bit of a more confirmed entry. Tomorrow or the next day, if Exxon Mobil pulls back to that yellow line, it'd be like you buying it here. There's no confirmation that it's not going to keep going down. It's like if you bought it at this red candle right here, it could just keep going down. You don't know, but it's a pretty good risk reward point. You could hold it for, a couple of points of drop to be wrong. And then, next time try again and then be right. And the thing goes on the run of a century, right? And so being wrong a little bit for being right for the run of the century is worth it. That's called risk reward, of course. And so if you, constantly take those trades and in high probability setups like that, where, in this case, it's trending up, there is a likelihood that it's going to continue. That becomes a high probability trade setup. And you get in and you make a good bet. And if you lose, you just take it. What do they say? Take it to the chin or whatever, and then you just continue and try again another day. That bet is profitable. That was just a time in which you lost, and that's okay. All right, we just have a few more minutes left, but let's see. I want to get to some more of the member questions. We had Trackdolf's Mara play end of day, and he was dead right. Faraz, I'm not sure what he alerted, but awesome. Yeah, Kelly with the lightning coming to yeah, $5 a gallon soon. So if you reverse engineer it with the taxes baked in, $5 a gallon would be about 100, maybe $85 a barrel gas, oil. $5 a gallon of gas would be about $85 per barrel of oil. John asks, do you use S&P inclusion exclusions to inform plays? I heard Penn is being added in. Wow, that's amazing. Really? Are you sure? That's amazing. That might be just a rumor. Definitely gonna have to look that one up. But sure, I mean, those, we try to grab a hold of whatever thesis we can, take a look at the chart, see if we've got a play set up, we go for it. Yeah. But this is what I'm talking about, is that the S&P is going to be rotating over the next 3 to 12 months, and it's going to be rotating out and re-weighting out of technology and more into industrials and financials. So that's when you're going to start to see the S&P, the market, start going up, and it's going to fool you. You're going to be like, see, I was right. The market always goes up. When in actuality, Apple is going to still be struggling. Tesla is going to still be struggling. Netflix will be struggling. All those stocks will be struggling, but they just dropped down in weighting, and the shit that's doing good went up in weighting, and it's pushing the S&P 500. And, eventually whatever is not performing well is going to be ancient history over the, course of a decade. So that's why SPY always does well. That's why the S&P 500 always does well, because it continues to reweight, rebalance, and follow the best performing companies. That's why, if you just want to say, fuck it, I give up, and you just want to put your money on the S&P 500 and keep putting it on every month, that can be one of the best strategies out there. You can retire in 30 years with millions of dollars if you were to invest, like Tony Robbins says, like if you invest $300 a month into the S&P 500 for, I think it's 8 years, you'll have like $28,000, but by the time you retire, you'll have $1.8 million if you even stopped at 8 years. Yeah, I said Tony Robbins. I love the guy. All right. But yeah, I know he has a stigma. He's awesome though. And he got that advice. He got that information from Ray Dalio, basically the #1 hedge fund trader alive. Yep. Adam says, got to find your niche and master it. Yep. When we were talking about that, Kelly is talking to John. All right. I quit my job for a week to trade with you. I may be called a vacation. All right. All right. Bad thing was taxes. Texas froze. Evan was down for a week, and I reverted back to old habits, and I lost and oh man, that's hilarious, Kelly. I mean, bad, but that's funny, man. I was, Texas froze, and so members lost money because I was stuck in Miami, swimming in the Caribbean or whatever the hell that is, the Gulf of Mexico or the Pacific. I don't know. What is that over there? Can somebody explain to me what freaking ocean touches Miami Beach or sea? Darnell says it really is. I got rid of 3-month Apple calls after averaging down, investing way too much for a loss of $200. I'm blessed. That's what I'm looking at. Do you think it's channeling up? Do you guys think SOS is forming an ABC? Oh, dude, let's definitely check out Bitcoin, because I know a lot of you want to know what may be going on with that. So Bitcoin is in a very soft pullback right now. It's actually a very bullish sign. Like, it's not pulling back hard. If I were to draw some lines on here to show you that, even when it dropped hard, like here, like, whoa, like a huge drop, that turned out to be a pullback that made a higher low, right? And then we had a higher high. So we're in a confirmed uptrend. We still have a higher high, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with the price coming back like this and making a lower low. And it hasn't even done that. And everyone's panicking. It's the end of the world. Bitcoin is going to be burned. And no, whatever. But what I want to show you is that even this recent pullback has been pretty soft. If you really think about it, like look at these other pullbacks followed by pretty strong movement. This has been basically sideways. If you look at the center of the candles, it's like that. So soft. Like, just relax, you guys. Jeez. Bitcoin's doing fine. Buy. That's what you should be doing. Buy. The stimulus checks are coming in, and they are going to flood the crypto market and the stock market. And Bitcoin and Ethereum and altcoins, the whole crypto market is going to appreciate. You're going to see appreciation across the board. So you guys are wondering, where is SOS going? Where is Marit? Where is Riot going? Way up. Just not today, and maybe not tomorrow, and maybe not the next day. All right? So just have some faith in the vision here of what's coming with the stimulus checks. I'm sorry, I know you mainly do stocks, but would you be able to check if this crypto coin Hoj is creating an ABCD pattern? And he gave me a link. Good job. Because I can't see that, but here we go. I can't see that on Thinkorswim. They don't have that, but here we are. We have Hoj. On what time frame? He left that out, but I'm definitely not seeing a ABCD on this time frame. But let me change it to a 1 hour time frame. Still not seeing an ABCD. 2 hours. I think I now see what he's talking about, and that's definitely a failed ABCD. It's been failing, and it's also a failed trend. It looks like it's failing. Looks like it's failing, buddy. Sorry to say, Hoj looks like it's failing, but it may just be a very good time to get in because, again, planting seeds in crypto market in general is going to be a good play moving forward. All right, we're almost done with class. I just want to make sure I've answered all the big questions from the group, from members. Oh, thank you, man. Keith says he's looking over all the 2-star industrials that I just recommended, and they look great. Yeah, I mean, these are the ones that really, really, really stood out. Because, for example, this list has no stars, 1 star, and 2 stars. And this list itself is a short list of the top 75 industrials, and there's probably only about 25 of them here. So the worst of them is the best third. And then when you add a star, it's like the best, subset of that. And then 2 stars, yeah, we're talking like, I really, really like them. And we checked out the fundamentals on them, and they look great. They look great over years. They look like great plays. Probably right now, the one that's doing the best is Deere. I didn't even bring up that chart. Dude, we still have a swing trade on until the end of the week on Deere. Here's what that chart looks like. Now, we got in Deere. We got in Deere 8 trading sessions ago. That means not the beginning of last week, but I believe it was Thursday or Friday the week before. In only 8 trading sessions, this is when we got in Deere, somewhere way back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When Deere pulled back to the 20 moving average, I gave the signal, let's get into Deere. This thing's in an amazing uptrend. This is a great moment to get in Deere on this pullback. And so we got the options on that with 319 expiration. And guess how much we're up now? As a matter of fact, I think we're maybe up more by the end of the day. So I'm just going to quickly double check. Yeah, 205%. So that's one hell of a swing trade we did right there. 205% on Deere in just 8 days. So I only bought one option. It was $1,000, the one I recommended, but it's now worth $3,000. So we turned $1,000 into $3,000. I hope that some of our other members even got in bigger. That would be awesome. Congratulations to you. Again, everybody on TikTok, don't forget to click the link in my bio. We have free all-day live trading in our Discord tomorrow, and you can be able to check us out and be with us all day, taking trades or just watching and learning all day tomorrow from 30 minutes before market open all the way to the market close. We'll be taking high frequency trades, options trades, maybe planting some swing trades, checking ABCD patterns, getting wedge breakouts, doing 1, 2, 3, 5-minute trades, 5-minute candle trades, you name it. And we might even talk about the economy, because it might, the interest rates might freak out on us tomorrow. And we might be even popping a bottle of champagne on the show. All right. So I hope to see you tomorrow, and click the link in my bio. Now, let's take a look at what might be hot tomorrow. So we're going to check out what went in after hours hot and see if it has potential. And not every day we get something. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to switch the chart, because I can see that the best thing in after hours only went up 17%, and that was ANCN, and we already have that on our radar, and we'll check it out in the morning. So that's it for the show today, guys. Go ahead and click the link in my bio, click the link in the group. Join the Discord right now as you go away. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight to the class. And I will see all of you tomorrow for free live day trading Wednesday. All right. Take care. It'll be on. Powell will be on. Yeah, I'll keep it on this TV. We'll be live streaming Powell at the same time. Yeah. All right. Good night. Good night, Wayne. Later, Sergio. Later, Paul. All right. See you for us. DK, thanks, Al. That's great. Good night, everybody. Good night, Paul.